Hi, Stanis here. So we're here, just finished casting Pro Series Brazil with Falcone here, who is not tired at all, is very energized and wants to do this recap.
Absolutely want to do it, Stanis. No, we've had an amazing day. There have been so many fun moments. I can't wait to talk through them with you.
Okay, let's go. I think like for the most interesting parts, but let's start at the top, where it was like Cyclone GG and Brazucas, who unfortunately left us during the first games, but do you remember any particular moments that you enjoyed about those matches?
Those matches were not anything particularly exciting or different than we expected. Obviously, it would have been great to see Brazucas do very well, given the locals here cheering them on, but unfortunately, they were the worst teams of the tournament. They were out straight away. They were both 3-0s. It was just a great way of showing Enix and Dust 2's dominance, I guess, in the early games.
Well, I'd say they didn't have too good performance, but I wouldn't call them the worst teams of the tournament. I feel like they've done what they could, and hopefully they can get the experience that the other teams of the tournament had with this, and they can maybe bring themselves a bit closer to the top later on in their esports career.
Just to clarify, I think Brazucas and Cyclone GG are amazing teams. When I say they're the worst teams of the tournament, that's by no means an insult to them. It's more just talking about how amazing the other teams that we've had in this tournament are. It was incredibly stacked.
Then let's move on to maybe the semifinals. I think the semifinals may be the most interesting matches of the entire event, because we had some incredible turnarounds there. First of all, I want to say the very first map for Lazarus, it was like Excellency, pulling them back up straight out of hell with a triple elimination that completely changed the flow of the game. They were losing by almost 200 points, and then they won by 1 point. It was 1,200 to 1,199.
It was the closest game of Guns of Boom that I have ever seen. An incredible comeback from Lazarus. And again, Excellency with his triple elimination was, I think, the main reason that they were able to come back. They had 2 of the control points at the end, whereas Enix only had the 1. And as Enix got to the 99th point, Lazarus got the final point that they needed. It was an incredible comeback.
Yes, but of course, Lazarus actually won that semi-final that were going up against Enix, even though Enix were trying really hard.
Yeah, I mean, overall, apart from that first game, which was so close, Lazarus were very dominating in that semi-finals, and you can say the same thing about Impact, mostly in the other semi-finals against Dust 2, although Dust 2 did manage to get a win in there.
Yes, of course. Well, Impact Gaming versus Dust 2 was also very interesting, as Dust 2 is the second strongest European team. Much like Lazarus as the strongest European team playing against the second strongest American team, Impact Gaming being the strongest American team playing against the second strongest European team. It was a very, very symmetrical match without many, I'd say, twists and turns. Dust 2 did lose. They almost made a comeback many times, but Impact Gaming was so dominant that we're putting them down every time. And Gentrix had some of the most amazing multi-eliminations in these matches as well, as he's been mowing down everyone and everything with incredible, impeccable precision.
Yeah, I mean, you cannot fault Gentrix's play with the sniper, with the assault rifle, and with the shotgun, and with the knife. We saw a little bit of everything from Gentrix today, and he is, based on today alone, he is my favorite Guns of Boom player.
Of course, AK actually had some incredible multi-eliminations as well, especially with the sniper rifle. He's been working his way through Impact Gaming. It didn't help too much, but with AK, he almost managed to put them down with those multi-eliminations, but Gentrix topped him every time he did that.
Yeah, there was just no escaping from Gentrix. He was everywhere. When you didn't want to get sniped, you got sniped by Gentrix. When you were trying to run away down a hole, you were getting mowed down by Gentrix's assault rifle. It was, I would not like to play against him.
Playing against Gentrix would be quite horrible, I suppose. But I guess let's move on to the finals, because the finals were quite interesting. Fortunately, it wasn't a 4-0, it was at least a 4-1, but Impact Gaming facing off against Lazarus, the strongest European team versus the strongest American team. It is the most predictable, but the most interesting tale we could have.
Yeah, I mean, the part that wasn't predictable was the 4-1 finish. Impact Gaming managing to take it away. And although the Lazarus, they got 1 win in Game 3, it just wasn't enough. They couldn't get the momentum back. And Impact Gaming, and again, Gentrix showing off those amazing abilities was able to take that one down.
Yes, one of my favorite moments was on the subway station where Gentrix actually managed to outperform two players with ARs in a straight line that were just watching him, and he got their health just low enough to get a G-launch double elimination in, after that eliminating I think two more people and the pistol kill in the end. It was amazing work, and it felt like it was doing art and not gunplay.
Yeah, I've never seen gameplay like that. Like watching Gentrix in that game against Lazarus, you wouldn't think he's playing against some of the best players in the world. You'd think he was just queuing against random puppies, and that's just because his skills were so good, just unparalleled. Honestly, Stanis, there were so many amazing moments today, but my absolute favorite was the one that you mentioned earlier. It was Enix versus Lazarus, that game where Lazarus just made the comeback, and I know we've already touched upon it, I've got to mention it again. It was incredible. If you didn't watch it, please go back and watch that game. You will never see a Guns of Boom game like that.
I really enjoyed also the winning ceremony was nice because Venom changed his shades, one shade for the other shades, and the shades game on Venom was really strong. I'd say he was throwing shade on everyone, but doing it in a sportsman-like way. Impact Gaming already has the ticket to Gods of Boom Cologne. Actually, Lazarus, even coming in second, are getting that ticket to Gods of Boom, so they will have a chance to square off against Impact Gaming and their old rival back-to-back, and some other team that is going to be invited later on to Gods of Boom Cologne in July.
Wow, yeah, I mean, I cannot wait to see who the invited team are. Cannot wait to see Lazarus and Impact perform once again. Can Lazarus take down Impact next time? What's back-to-back's role going to be in that tournament? I've got nothing else to add, Stanis. I cannot wait to tune in.
There are many balls up in the air, and we're juggling them, and there's so many questions and so many answers to be had. It is very exciting time in Guns of Boom Esports, and we hope that Season 2 mid-season is going to be one of the most exciting stadium gigantic events we've ever had. So I would be really happy if you guys went to see it. Don't worry, you will hear about it in the game itself all the time. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here, Falcone. We're going to finish with this, and Stanis out.